Welcome to class. We're going to start standing, facing our mat, big toes facing forward, and legs hip width apart. Imagine you're standing up against a wall, kind of stacking everything up, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles. Nice deep breath in through the nose this morning, and exhale, tuck chin and chest. And we're going to peel our spine off an imaginary wall. Soften through the knees for the first two. And just allow your body to be very heavy as you reach the bottom. You can add a straightening of the legs. If your legs will allow you, just kind of stretch them out. Let everything be heavy, head, arms, shoulders. Soften the knees a little bit. We're going to restack our spine starting from the base of the pelvis. So you want to lead with your pubic bone and roll back up. Just imagine restacking your spine up against that wall. Chin is the last thing to lift. Let's do that again. Tuck chin to chest, rolling down. We'll soften the knees for the second one. Just allowing the body to be very heavy. Gentle stretch. Straighten the legs if your legs allow you to. You can kind of bend one knee at a time if you want also. Allowing the head, shoulders, arms to be very heavy. And then we're going to restack our spine all the way back up against our imaginary wall. And taking a nice inhale as we lift the head. We're going to do that 2 more times. If your legs feel okay and your back doesn't feel too tight, try to keep your legs straight for the last 2. So again, just letting everything be heavy. Exhale, restacking all the way back up. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, rolling down. We're actually going to walk out into a plank in this one. So bring the hands onto the floor. If you need to, bend the knees. And we're going to walk out. You can bend your knees and go through a tabletop position if you need to. And you're just going to find a nice plank position. Hands right underneath the shoulders, collarbones wide, shoulders back. We're going to push away from the floor as we bend the knees and then push ourselves back forward as we plank. So you're just doing like a little squat. You can exhale, then inhale back into our plank. Now let's do that 6 more times. Just a nice big range of motion through the joint, the hip, knee, and shoulder. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now stay here. We're going to pick up the right leg, place it down, left leg, place it down. 1 more time each way. Right leg, place it down, left leg, place it down. We're going to pipe the hips up and start to walk the hands back towards your feet. So you get right up on top of your feet, letting the arms and the head be very heavy again. And then we're going to restack our spine all the way back up against our imaginary wall. And as the chin lifts, just think about getting nice and tall. And we're going to repeat that. Tuck chin and chest, rolling down. Letting everything be heavy. And then walking out into our plank, trying not to wag the tail side to side as you walk out. Find your nice plank. We're going to bend the knees, sit back, make sure your knees are hip width apart, and then press yourself back forward into your plank. Exhale and inhale. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold our plank. Left leg lifts, place it down. Right leg lifts, place it down. Left leg lifts, place it down. Right leg lifts, place it down. Hike the hips up. And then walk your hands back to your feet, trying not to wag your tail. Let everything be heavy. Deep breath in. Exhale, leading up with the pubic bone. We're going to restack our spine nice and slow so we feel that stretch through our spine. As your chest lifts, shoulders reach to opposite sides of the room, and your chin is the last thing to lift. So we should feel pretty warmed up. We're going to take a step forward, cross one foot in front of the other, And we're gonna do our controlled sit down. So as you reach your arms forward, the hips go back. Eventually the heels will come up. When you can't bend your knees anymore, the heels will go down and then your butt goes down. We're gonna extend our legs out, flexing the feet. Take a stretch forward. Let the head be heavy, kind of looking down between the knees. Really flex the feet. We're gonna lean back with our pubic bone into the roll up. We're gonna bend the knees, slide the feet in as you take your arms overhead, lift your hips up into a bridge. And then we're gonna roll back down, softening through the heart. Roll down one bone at a time. Start to straighten the legs. Arms come up, tuck chin to chest, and roll back up into your roll up, flexing the feet for your stretch forward. Let's do that again. Scoop and roll back. Keep flexing the feet as you roll back. Slide the feet in by bending the knees and then lift your hips up into a bridge as your arms go overhead. Rolling back down, nice and easy. So feel that nice release through the shoulders, extend the legs, arms come up, tuck chin to chest. Exhale, flex the feet, big stretch forward. Let's do this 2 more times. So 2 more roll-ups into a bridge. Just make sure you're breathing. One more time. And we're going to end with our stretch forward with the feet flexed. And then from here, restack the spine nice and tall. We're going to bend our knees a little bit to release our hip flexors. Find the sharpest points of your sits bones and try to make sure your shoulders are right over your hips. You're not forward and you're not back. We're going to make a genie arm, so just stacking one arm on top of the other. Nice and tall through the spine. Imagine a line through the center of your body, and we're going to rotate around that line to the right. Inhale back to center, get a little taller. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center, get a little taller. Exhale to the right. Equal weight on your sit bones, no movement in the hips or the legs as we do this. If you want to resist that shifting here, the legs stay put. And then again to the left. Now we're going to add 3 pulses. So we're going to rotate to the right. Quick little inhale, 3 pulses. Inhale back to center, get a little taller. To the left. 3 little pulses. Inhale back to center. One more time each way, adding those 3 pulses. And you're just getting deeper into that twist as you pulse. 1, 2, 3, and back to center. We're going to take the arms up by our ears and then scoop and roll back, finding our C curve. Keep the arms by the ears for more of a challenge. You're going to take that C curve, dive over the legs. And then inhale, go back. And we're going to keep our arms by our ears today to make it a little more challenging for our core. Inhale back, exhale. Use that exhale to really scoop through your abs to dive over the legs. 5 more times. 4, 3. So we're resisting losing our C curve as we go back. 1 more. Now we're going to roll back. We're going to stay and just circle the arms 4 times each way. Keep the shoulders down and maintain that C curve. So you're going to feel that work through your core as your arms go up and out to the side. Let's reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Dive over the legs. When you feel your sit bones, we're going to restack our spine right on top of them. Nice deep breath in, get a little taller. We're going to scoop and roll back. And we're going to add that rotation. Rotating to the right arm opens. And you're only rotating as much as you can keep your weight even on your hips. We're going to lift our back as we come back to center. Let's do that to the left. We're going to roll back, rotate, open up the left arm. And then lift your back as you come back. So again, just finding our C curve Adding that rotation, so making the exercise a little harder. And instead of diving over our legs, we're straightening our spine, so our postural muscles get some work here. Let's do 2 more each way. Right, left, right. One more time, everybody, and left. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take our legs out a little wider than your mat. Flex the feet. Find the sharpest points of the sits bones again. And if you need to, you can bend the knees here. We're gonna go into saw. Arms out to the side. We're gonna add that rotation to the right. Reach across with your left hand like you're gonna saw off your right pinky toe. You're gonna look down or back at your right hand. Keeping your left hip anchored to the mat, we're gonna do 3 pulses, forward 1, like you're sawing. 2, 3. Now from here, we're gonna restack our spine, maintaining our rotation, and then come back to center. We'll get a little taller, keep flexing the feet, rotate to the left. Reach across with your right hand like you're gonna saw off your left pinky toe. Keep this right hip down and look back at your left hand. Now add your sawing motion for 3, 2, 1. Restacking the spine, keeping your twist, and then come back to center. Let's get a little taller. We'll go to the right again. Reach across and pulse. So 1, that left hip stays down as you pulse, restack, and twist back to center. To the left, right hip stays down as you reach and pulse. 1, 2, 3, restack the spine, keep flexing the feet 1 more time each way. And last time, everybody. And then bottoms of the feet together. We're gonna take a little butterfly stretch just to release our hip flexors from all that work we just did. And you can use your arms to kind of pull yourself forward a little bit more so you get more of a release in your hips. And we're gonna keep our butterfly stretch, and we're gonna scoop and roll back into 3 roll-ups with our legs in our butterfly. Take an inhale as the arms go overhead. This does make it a little harder, so you can always grab the backs of your legs if you need to on the way up. Exhale, try to keep the feet together, try to keep the knees wide as you come up and down. 2 more times. One more time. We're going to restack our spine all the way back up. Bring the knees in, cross the ankles, roll over your feet and your knees so you're on your knees. I'm going to go at a little angle so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to do our 100s here. On our inhale, we are going to lean back with the arms pumping. On your exhale, you're going to come back up, bringing your shoulders back over your knees. Remember, when you lean back, you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. So we want to keep this space the same. So the bottom of the ribs and the hips. So if you want to test it real quick, take your thumbs, find the bottom of your ribs, and take your fingers, middle finger, first finger, and find your hip bones that stick out in the front of the pelvis. And as you go back, you want that space to stay the same. Usually it's about 6 inches. So as you go back, you're going to resist that space opening and closing. Let's do 1 more so you get a feel for it. We're going to feel that nice work through our quads also. All right, so really start to brace the core so we can maintain that 6 inch here. We're going to pull the hip bones together and then pull your sit bones together a little bit, the base of your pelvis, and that'll help you brace. We're going to squeeze the knees slightly inward, start to pump the arms, and we're going to lean back. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale back up. 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale as you lean back. Exhale as you come up. In. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 40. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 50. Shoulder blades feel like they're flat against your back. 60. 70. 80. 90. 100, rest. Very nice job. Now we're going to go right into some squats. We're going to sit back and come back up. 9, 8, keep hugging the knees inwards. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice job. Now we're going to, from here, you're going to bring your arms out to the side. Start to shift your weight onto your left leg as you send your right leg out. Slowly bring your left hand onto the floor. We're going to take a nice big stretch up and over. Bring that arm back up, kind of engage through here so that your spine is a little straighter. And we're going to pick up our right leg. We're going to lift and lower for 6. 5, it doesn't have to be a big lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to start to bend the knee as we reach this arm up to pick ourselves right back up onto the knees. And let's do that to the other side. You're going to shift your weight to the right. Send the left leg out. Slowly bring your right hand onto the floor. We're going to take a stretch first. So just kind of arch over your mat. That bottom shoulder back and down. Take the arm up. So you're kind of straightening a little bit. So now you feel more engaged instead of a stretch. And we're going to lift and lower our left leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Reach this arm high. Slowly coming back up onto both knees. We're going to shift again. Coming down. Our top elbow is going to bend. Hand behind the head. We're going to lift our top leg up. You're going to do little circles. Keep stretching that leg away like you're trying to reach the wall. Your circles are about as big as a tennis ball. Reverse on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, we're going to take our arm overhead. We're going to bend our knee. Bring your knee behind you. And if it feels okay for your balance, you can look down. And we're just taking a nice stretch. You're almost trying to bring your toe to the crown of your head. Then we're going to straighten back out as we lift our right leg or right arm up. You're going to keep stretching it up to come all the way back in as you bend the left knee, right knee to come up. Let's do that to the other side. Shifting our weight. Left leg goes out, right hand comes down. We're going to bend the top elbow, bring the hand behind your head. Make sure you're opened up, you're not rotated to the floor. Top leg's going to lift, little circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Make sure that bottom foot stays still. Reverse. 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep reaching through your leg. 2, 1. Now from here, we're going to take our top arm overhead. Bend your knee and see if you can get your foot to the ground of your head. So we're just taking a nice big stretch. Extend your leg. Reach your left arm back up. And we're going to stretch it up to slowly come in, bending our right knee to come back up onto the knees. Again, squeeze your knees inward. We're going to do 10 more little squats. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Pushing the hips forward. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring our hands onto the floor and then find a quadruped position with your knees right underneath your hips. All right, so from here, we're going to take our right leg, reach it back, little lift, place the top of the foot down, pull it in. Shift your weight without shifting your hips. Left leg slides back, little lift, top of the foot down, slide it in. We're going to keep alternating sides as we're doing these little lifts. Again, I want you to resist any shifting in your hips when you transfer your weight to 2 knees and then back to 1. Your hips are facing down. So if you have a light on your hip bones, if you imagine that, those lights are going to stay shining down on the mat. When you lift your leg up, try to resist that happening. So keep your core engaged so that your belly doesn't drop. We're really just working the glute and a little bit of hamstring here. One more each way, right and then left. Stay strong through your shoulders. We're going to come down onto our forearms. You're going to take the right foot, lift it up to the ceiling, flex your foot. And we're just going to press that heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to straighten the leg, lower it so it taps the floor. Keep your abs engaged and just lift without dumping into your back. So as you lift your leg up, your belly should not be sinking down to the floor. Shoulders back and down. Stay strong through those shoulders. We got 3 more. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring that knee in. Take your left leg, bring it up, flex the foot, and little squeezes. 10, 9. You'll definitely feel this a little more in your hamstring. We're still working the glute though. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to straighten the leg as we lower it so the top of the foot touches the floor. Keep your core engaged, shoulders down, and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7. Stay strong in the shoulders and your right hip. 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to bring that knee back in. Take your right knee and you're just going to lift it out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. I'll turn and face the camera and we're just going out to the side. Out to the side. Out to the side. Out to the side. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee down. Shift your weight without shifting your hips. And left leg out to the side. Just a little lift. Doesn't have to be big. We're just working the lateral rotators. Stay strong in your shoulders. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to place the knee down, come back up onto our hands, legs together. You're going to sit back towards your feet, bringing your arms forward. We're going to do a nice little stretch now because those muscles in your hips should be feeling pretty worked. We're going to shift our hips to the left as we walk our hands to the right. Just relax any gripping in the hips. Allow that left hip to stretch out. Couple deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands to the other side. So as our arms go to the left, we're going to shift our hips to the right. And try to relax any gripping in the hips so that you feel the right hip stretching out. You'll feel it right in the same area that we were working. Very nice job. We're going to go ahead and release that, coming onto our forearm on our left side. You're going to bend your knees, stay strong through the shoulders. So the shoulder's going to stay down and back. So make sure it doesn't roll forward. Your top hand's going to go on your hip just to make sure that hip stays still. Then we're going to lift our feet if you want more of a challenge. You can also do it with your feet down, which makes it a little more relaxed for the bottom hip. As we lift our feet, that bottom hip has to work. And we're going to go right into 10 clamshells. 9, 8. So yes, we are working those muscles we just stretched out. But don't worry, we'll stretch them again. So just keep squeezing, squeezing. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Now, we're going to rotate that leg up. Take your top hand onto the floor in front of you. And all you're going to do is extend the knee, pull the feet back together as you bend the knee, lower the knee. We're going to do that 2 more times. Turn out, extend the knee, bend your knee, your feet just go right back together, lower the knee. 1 more time, turn out, extend, pull it in, and bend. Now we're going to do both legs. Remember, you're still lifting through the bottom ribs so you don't collapse your side. Turn out. Now both knees extend. So the bottom leg kind of goes out, top leg kind of goes up. As we pull the knees or bend the knees, we pull the feet back together. You're back in your clamshell, and then we lower back down. So again, the knees don't move. We don't move from the hip. Knees stay right here. All we do is extend them. The bottom leg goes out a little bit, top leg goes up. Pull the feet back in, lower that top leg. Let's do 1 more. It's a lot of burning in the hips right now. Reach, stretch, pull it in, place it down, lower the feet, and then you're gonna lower down onto your arm. From here, we're gonna keep our bottom knee bent, keep your top hand on the floor, find a little mouse house, and you're just gonna lift and lower that top leg. We're gonna try to keep the knee facing forward, so we're not actually turning up. If you imagine a little teacup on your knee, it's gonna stay balanced. You don't want it to tip back. So you're gonna feel it a little more in the side of your hip than the back. 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more time. Very nice job. We're gonna extend our legs, kind of squeeze a little bit, and then we're gonna bend our knees, push ourselves all the way up to the other side. All right, so let's finish off this side, and then we will do a nice other stretch for our hips. So shoulders back and down. Make sure this elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Top hand is gonna start on the hip. You can keep your feet down or lift them up so you're working that bottom hip. Clamshells for 10, 9, squeeze, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna do 1 more. Then we're gonna open and hold. Take your top hand onto the floor. Now you're just gonna extend this knee, bend the knee, pull your feet back together so you feel all that work in your hip. Lower the knee. Let's do that 2 more times. Open that clamshell, reach through your foot, pull it back down, lower. 1 more. Stay strong in that bottom shoulder. Keep lifting the bottom ribs. Both legs turn out. So the top leg goes up, bottom leg goes slightly forward. Pull the feet back together, lower. So remember, you're not moving from the hip joint. So the knees stay right there. They don't lift up any higher. They don't move away from your body. 1 more time, they just stay. Pull the feet back in, lower down, lower the feet, and lower onto your arm. We're gonna lift our little mouse house. Take your top leg, you're just gonna do little lifts, but try to keep your knee and foot kind of facing forward. I am lowering all the way down, so if you imagine that teacup, it would spill to the floor, but as I pick it up, that teacup's gonna stay balanced, it's not gonna spill back. 5 more, 5, so we're feeling it more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a lot of hip work today. So we're gonna push ourselves all the way back up and do that same stretch that we did after our kneeling series. So sitting back towards the heels, and we're going to walk our hands over to the right as we shift our hips to the left, and we're gonna hold here and just let those muscles stretch out a moment. Deep breaths in and out. Sinking that left hip farther to the floor. Let's go ahead and switch sides, walking our hands over to the left. Let your hips go to the right. Deep breaths in and out. Walking the hands back to center. Let's go ahead and restack our spine nice and easy in that kneeling position. Get a little stretch through the spine and through our neck. Very nice job. Let's go ahead and lie down on our back. You can grab the backs of your legs. We're going to do another stretch, crossing the right ankle just over the left knee. Let's go ahead and grab underneath the right leg and just pull that knee towards you. You can push your right knee away with your elbow, your right thigh away with your elbow. And think about your tailbone being neutral. So we don't want to lift it up like that. We want to reach it down to the ground. You'll feel a deeper stretch. You can also rock kind of side to side if you want. You'll feel a deep stretch as you bring your weight over to your left. And then we'll come back to center and just hold and breathe. 3 deep breaths in and out. Let's go ahead and release that stretch. Let's do the other side. So crossing the left ankle just over the right knee. Grab underneath the right leg. You can push your left thigh away from you with your left elbow as you pull that right knee in, making sure your tailbone is on the mat, your sacrum's on the mat, so we're not like that. Kind of think about your tailbone reaching to the ground. And just hold and breathe. Let those muscles in your hips stretch out a moment. Now we are going to keep that position as we bring our right foot back down onto the floor, arms to the side of the body. Actually, I changed my mind. Put your hands right on your hip bones for a moment. And as you're keeping this shape in your legs, that figure 4, you want to make sure that left hip isn't dropping down and you're feeling squished in here. So you want those hips to be parallel to each other as we're maintaining this shape. We're going to keep our hands here and press the hips straight up. And just make sure those hip bones are parallel. Lower back down. You come right down in the center of your sacrum, and then we press back up again. Once you feel comfortable, you can place your hands at your side. I'm going to do 8 more. 7, 6. So we're just opening up the front of this right hip. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this one up and do little pulses up. 2, 3, 4. So squeeze that right glute. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower all the way back down. Let's hug the left knee in. Take the right leg out and just start to slide it along the mat until it comes up. Tuck chin and chest. We're going to curl up for single leg stretch. I'm in neutral, but if you want to work an imprint, you can. So we're just reaching one leg out at a time. We're pulling the knee in today. So just pull it in, just enough where you're not shifting your hips. And you are pulling your knee in towards your eyeball, not your shoulder. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, stretch those legs long. 2, and 1. Hug the knees in, roll back, and just roll your head side to side for a moment if you're feeling tense in your neck and shoulders. And we're going to place the left foot on the mat, cross just above the right ankle over it. Place your hands on your hip bones for the other side. So making sure that right foot is in alignment with your hip. It's not in the middle of your body, in alignment with the left hip. So from here, we're going to lift up. Make sure your right hip is lifted so it's parallel to the left. And then lower back down right in the middle of your sacrum, right in the middle of your hips. Let's do that again. Lift and lower. Now if you feel comfortable keeping those hip bones, you kind of feel what that feels like to keep them parallel to each other. Let's bring our hands down to the side and do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold this one up and do little squeezes with the left glute. 2, 3. Hip bones still parallel. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and slowly lower down. It's a lot of work on that left glute. We're gonna hug the right knee in, and then we're gonna take the right leg up. Start to slide the left leg along the mat until it comes up into a little hover. Tuck chin to chest, curl up. You can work your scissors in neutral or imprint, and we're going to pulse away 2 times, switch. So it's a reach and a reach. So your legs are reaching away farther 2 times before they switch. For more of a challenge, go ahead and bring those arms down to your side. And a hover off the floor. Reach away, reach away. Reach away, reach away. You're anchoring through the hip of the leg that's going down, and that'll keep your hips stable on the mat. You do want to feel like your hips are cemented to the floor here. Curl a little deeper. We'll do 4 more total. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Let's roll our body side to side this time. Deep breath in and out. We're going to go into a little lotus stretch, so bottoms of the feet together. Just let the knees be wide for a moment. Deep breath in and out. Lace your hands together, bring them right behind your head at the base of your skull. So we're going to go into a slight little imprint. So as you do that, your knees will kind of lift up a little bit. It just naturally happens when we kind of tuck and pull up through our core. My low back is not actually touching the mat here because of where my legs are, but I do feel more in my imprint position where I'm hugged through here. So if you notice a difference here, my legs kind of relax, they open up more, and then as I pull in, they kind of lift up slightly. So go ahead and try that. We're gonna hold that position, and we're gonna do 6 crunches. So it is important as you go back to keep holding that little tuck. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to keep holding that tuck. You're going to lift your feet off the mat in a little hover. We're going to do 6 more. And 5. So a lot more work through those low abs. 4, 3. Keep the belly up, 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 in, and in. 2. And 1, whoo, and rest. Oh, those are so hard. I think 6 is probably good. We're going to bring our knees together. Imprint the low spine. Bring your legs up and reach them up to the ceiling. We're going to lower the right leg down into a hover. 6 crunches in center. 1, 2. Your hips are stable. They feel like they are cemented to the floor. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. We're going to lower back down. Bring that right leg up. Deep breath in and out. Stay in imprint. Inhale, lower that left leg and curl up. 6, 5. Your hips are stable to the floor. 3. Sorry, word 4 go. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Lift that left leg. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, lower the right leg. 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lift that right leg up. Deep breath in and out. We're still in imprint. 1 more set, everybody. Inhale, lower that left leg and curl up. 6, 5. Stretch through your legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift that left leg up. Hug your knees in. Oh, just give yourself a nice hug. Roll side to side. And then we can make some circles with our knees on the ceiling so we get a little massage on our sacrums. A lot of core work. Let's reverse it. 2 more. 1 more circle. All right, you guys. Let's bring our feet onto the mat. We'll walk them away from our body. Arms at your side, palms facing up.
Tuck chin and chest. We're going to come up into an ab prep, reaching the arms up towards the knees. Grab underneath your legs, imprint your low spine, exhale, roll all the way up. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. I know it's really mean to do these after what we just did, but let's do it. We got 2 more. See if you can do it without grabbing your legs. 1 more time. And lower back down. Very nice job, bottoms of the feet together. You can rest your hands on your belly. Just take a couple deep breaths in and out. So you should really be feeling those upper part of your abdominals right below your ribs and also through the lower part right between the hip bones. We're going to go ahead and extend the legs and roll onto our belly. Let's stretch that out by just holding a nice little extension today. So your legs can be in a turned out position. We're going to be up on our forearms, pull the shoulders back. We are extending, so we are kind of stretching out our core, but I don't want you to relax your belly to the floor. I do want your core to still be engaged. So lengthen the tailbone to the heels as you're lifting your chest high. Shoulders down. We're just going to hold and breathe. My legs are straight, so my knees are actually not on because I'm reaching through my legs. So you can try that, or you can just keep your legs relaxed here. 2 more deep breaths in and out. Now I want you to try to stay lifted through your core. Lengthen your tailbone even more and lift your legs up. It's okay if it's not very big. It's not going to be a big movement because we're already in an extension. Now see if you can keep your chest lifted, keep your belly lifted. We're going to slide our hands back and off the floor. Breathe and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to lower all the way down, hands underneath your shoulders, and push yourself back into a shell stretch. Rest the forehead on the floor, arms at your side, so your back is rounded over the legs. Deep breaths in and out. From here, we're going to restack our spine all the way back up. And we're going to repeat our extensions. So go ahead and slide yourself back out onto the forearms. We're going to start with the palms spread wide, fingers spread wide, shoulders back and down, legs and turn out. You could straighten the knees, keep the core lifted by lengthening your tailbone down. Even though you're in an extension, we're kind of stretching our core. We're stretching our abdominals, but they are still a little bit engaged. Deepen that engagement through your core. So lengthen your tailbone more to your heels so you really feel like you're pressing your hips into the mat. And then see if you can lift your legs up without allowing your belly to drop. Stay there. We're going to slowly slide our hands back. See if you can stay lifted and then lift the arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and push yourself into 1 more shell stretch. Couple deep breaths in your shell stretch again, just letting the back round out after holding our extension. And restack your spine all the way back up. Dakota's having a little dream right now, you guys. You can see her paws going in her ears. She's like making little squeaky noises. So cute. She's probably dreaming about chasing her frisbee. So we're going to do a nice reverse plank to open up our body again. We're going to bring our hands, so our fingers, so that they face you. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the heart up. Point your toes. You want to keep your legs together. We want our toes and knees to look up. And we're going to lift our hips up. You want to look at your hips when you lift them. Don't look at the ceiling. So we're getting this really nice stretch through our arms. Lower the hips back down. So you're going to feel a stretch in your pec and maybe even all the way down into your bicep. And again, let's pull the shoulders back, zip up those abs, look at your knees, and then as you lift your hips up, your eyes will transfer to your hips. And then slowly lower back down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Lift the heart, zip up those abs, and lift the hips. Lower back down, and 1 more time, and lift. And lower. We're going to hug the knees in. Just give your body a nice hug in to release that stretch through the shoulders. All right, we're going to practice 3 full teasers today, and then we'll use the rest of class to stretch out and lengthen our bodies. So we're going to extend the legs out, squeeze the legs together, palms facing up. Now these are the advanced teasers, so remember you can always go into bending your knees and do the teasers that we did previously after we did all that abs work, or you can have your legs in tabletop, low spine and imprint as you're doing these. Those are 2 options if you want. Squeezing the legs together, tuck chin and chest. We're going to start to curl the head and shoulders off the mat. Now you want to lengthen your tailbone to the heels so much that you're trying to get your low spine on the mat. What happens is your legs come up, and then we're going to keep rolling up. And as you lift the weight of your legs, you want to resist that weight arching your back. Take the arms up. You can bend your knees here if you need to. And then we're going to lean back with the pubic bone rolling down as we lower the legs. So when your low back touches, your legs are down, lower the rest of your body. And when I say low back touches, you know, your glutes kind of get in the way. You just want to try to think about your low spine getting on the mat. Mine doesn't actually touch, but it's real close. Tuck chin and chest, rolling up. So again, the glutes will get in the way, but really tuck under. Send those legs out and up so you're rolling through the spine. Find that teaser shape, bending the knees if your hammies are tight. Scoop, so we're leading back with the pubic bone. When our low back touches, we lower the legs down. And then we release everything back onto the mat 1 more time. Bring the left knee in, cross it over your body, and then take the left arm behind you, look at it. 4 deep breaths in and out. We're going to roll onto our right side. So I'm now kind of cueing, you won't be mirroring me because I'm going to be on the same side that you're on, because I kind of started it weird, but that's okay. So be on your right side. So we had our left leg over, we just rolled back onto our right side. You're going to bend your knees, stack your knees and hips, and bring your hands to the sides of your head, letting your head rest in your bottom hand, which is resting on the floor. We're going to take our top arm and rotate up to the ceiling, resisting this hip rolling back. Then exhale back to center. Let's do that again. Inhale, open up. Exhale back to center. So we get this nice twist through our spine. Inhale, nice opening through our chest. Exhale 1 more time. We're going to hold this one. Release your top hand to a cactus. So you're just bringing your elbow out to the side. And then see if you can straighten that left arm all the way. So you get a release and a nice stretch through your pec. Bring your hand back to the side of your head, rotate back to center. And then we're going to keep our bottom knee bent. Just pull it up more. And then take your top hand and grab either your ankle or your foot and your top leg. And you're going to pull that knee behind you. So we get that opening through our hip flexor and a nice quad stretch here. Try not to flare your ribs too much. They may a little bit, but try to keep those melting down as you stretch your quad. We're going to release that, roll onto our back again. We're going to take the left leg down, right knee up and over. And then take your right arm behind you and look at your hand. Deep spinal twist for 4 deep breaths in and out. So all we're going to do is roll onto our left side, placing your hands on the sides of your head, stacking your feet, your hips, your knees. And then we're going to take our top arm, we're going to rotate up without your hip moving back, and exhale back to center. Inhale, rotating up. Exhale back to center. 2 more times here. So again, the hips aren't moving. We're just rotating our upper body up. We're going to hold this one. Cactus your arm. And then go ahead and start to extend that cactused arm. So your hand behind you. It's okay if your hand doesn't touch the floor. Just make sure your hand's beneath your shoulder. So it's not up here, it's more down. We're going to bring that hand back. Rotate all the way back, pulling your bottom knee up a little more. Reach back and grab your top foot and then pull your knee behind you. Try to keep your knee down and just take that nice stretch for your quad. Melt your ribs down a little. And then we're going to release that, roll onto our back again. And then sometimes, stretching in that area tends to cause a little tension or low back. So let's just imprint. Just kind of hold our imprint for a minute. Shoulders back and down. And then we'll pull our knees up. Tuck chin and chest, curl up, look at your belly button, grab your ankles or just place your hands at your ankles and just start to rock forward and back until we're in rolling like a ball. So remember, you want your pubic bone to take you back and up. So leading back with the pubic bone, just like we do in a roll up or in our teaser. And we'll get a nice massage through our spine. 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. We're going to open the knees, take your arms to the inside so that your ankles are resting in your hands. Look at your belly button, and we're going to roll again for seal. We'll leave out the pulsing in the toes or the little toe taps. So again, leading back with the pubic bone, making sure when you roll back, you're not rolling on your neck. You're going to come right to your shoulder blades, and then you roll back up. One more time. We're going to roll up, extend our legs out, flex the feet, big stretch forward. And then we're going to scoop and roll down, just like we started with today. Bend the knees, slide the feet in. Lift those hips up into your bridge. Softening, rolling down, bone by bone. Extend the legs, arms come up, exhale. Roll up, flex the feet, big stretch forward. And again, rolling back, sliding the feet in, lift those hips up into your bridge. Softening, rolling back down. Send the legs out, arms come up, exhale. Flex the feet, big stretch forward. We're going to do this 2 more times, just like we started with today. Really focus on opening up through the hips as you lift into your bridge. Rolling back down, send those legs out, exhale. Relax the feet, big stretch forward. And one more time. We're gonna end here. Softening, rolling back down. We're gonna keep our arms overhead. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. So your knees are wide. Now, from here, we're going to pick our hips up. Allow the lower leg to relax. Allow the knees to be wide. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower back down. Deep breath in and out. Your knees will probably go wider as you relax down. And then exhale, lift back up. Relax any gripping in your lower leg. Your weight's at the top of the shoulder blades. And we're going to slowly lower back down. As you relax down, your knees will probably be lower. So we're getting that nice release through our iliopsoas. One more time, pick the hips up. Hold and breathe. And we're going to slowly lower down. And then allow the knees to relax. Bring the arms out to the side like the letter T. And just kind of settle into your body. Close your eyes. Feel any changes in your body after class today? Deep breathing in and out. One more deep breath in and out. And then return to a normal breath, keeping your eyes closed. To come out of this, we're going to slowly extend our legs. It's nice and slow. As you're extending them, the feet will start to open. And then we'll take our arms back overhead and keep your eyes closed. We're going to take a nice big stretch. You can let your back arch, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Let your fingers and toes reach away from each other. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, relax onto the floor. We're going to slowly roll onto one side. Push yourself all the way back up into a nice side seated position. Or sorry, seated position, not on your side. We're going to do side bends with one leg in front. Let's take the right arm up and over. Just one simple side bend. Coming back up, make sure your ribs are down so you feel a little stretch in the low back. One more to the other side. And then coming back up to center. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. That was a